Are you cold when you walk in the training room? Are you so hot you're sweating? Guess what? If you're uncomfortable, chances are your trainees are uncomfortable. That's a big problem. I'm sure you've heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If someone is worried about survival, physical needs, they can't focus on intellectual needs. That's a higher level need. So even though you're not the manager of the building and you're not the superintendent of the room, it is your responsibility because it's your problem. That's another reason I like to get to a room early. If it's way too hot, I'll try to find some way of turning air conditioning on or lowering it or reducing the temperature in the room. If it's way too cold, I'll do whatever it takes, short of starting a fire, to get the room warmer. You need to be keenly aware of what people are feeling in your training room. Because if they're too hot or they're too cold, they can't focus on your training. And that's why you can't be staring at PowerPoint and just staring at a screen or a chalkboard or a whiteboard. You have to be looking at people, because if people are all of a sudden putting jackets on, doing this, or taking off a lot of clothes, it means you've got a problem with your temperature. You've got to adjust that if you want people to focus on you. Back to Maslow, basic physical needs. Sometimes, and this has happened to me, you're a trainer, you're so excited, you get going, you're on a roll, and you realize it's been 2 hours, people are shifting awkwardly, people are walking out of the room occasionally, they need to go to the bathroom. I try to never go more than about 90 minutes in a day without giving people at least a short 5-minute restroom break. You've also got to be aware of when other people like to eat lunch. Now, I like to eat lunch right around noon. Some people, occasionally it's earlier. A lot of people, it's more like 12:30 or 1. If you're doing a day-long training, certainly you need to be aware of when people are expecting to eat, when they want to eat, because if their stomach is grumbling, you can be the most brilliant presenter, trainer in the world. They're not going to focus on a word you're saying. They're going to focus on the tummy. Comfortable chairs. May sound trivial, may be something you can't control, but if you're trying to keep people focused on you and it's a day-long event, you need to do everything you can to get the most comfortable chair in there possible. I've been to training facilities, I've been to corporations, and they have me in a training room where the chairs are thin, don't move, don't recline, are uncomfortable, and right across the hall is a conference room where everyone has big plush leather chairs that recline. I'll just change the chairs myself. I'll ask in advance, but typically they'll say, oh, no one's using the conference room today. Why not? If people are physically uncomfortable because the chairs are uncomfortable, it's going to be a problem. Once, many, many years ago, early in my career, I was trying to save a few bucks, and I was working with a major high-tech company. The CEO, the billionaire CEO was in the room, and I had them on metal folding chairs. And after the training, the response was, training was great, but the training facility was so uncomfortable, we'll never come back. Now, I quickly upgraded all my chairs, got nice comfortable chairs that reclined, and was able to keep that client. But you've got to pay attention to these little details, especially if it's beyond just a 60 or 90 minute type of short form training. If it's something short and it's a big room and you're at a public library or someplace where you can't control, I'm not suggesting you bring your own chairs for 50 people. But when you can control it, try to make sure you have the most comfortable chairs possible for your trainees.